Hi, this video is for students who are going to be doing a research project, and it's to teach them how to identify if a source is credible based on the credibility of the author. Because sometimes we're given a name on a web page or an article, but we don't know who the author is. There isn't any information about what they actually know and what they actually studied. So what I have here is just a page where I have sources for a project that I just started. I've titled it Final Project Resources, and I found this source that I think I want to use. My topic circles around women in Victorian Britain. And I found this article that is on the BBC website, and BBC is British Broadcasting Corporation, so Victorian Britain, that makes sense. But this page says up here, this page has been archived and is no longer updated. So it hasn't been updated recently. Within the last year, it says it was updated 18 September 2014. So it's pretty recent, but that's not necessarily enough to make something credible. When we say credible, we mean trustworthy or accurate. So this page has really good information on it that I may want to use or at least read. But the page itself is kind of cramped and it's not very pretty to look at, so I know it hasn't really been taken care of. But the thing that I need to focus on is the author. So it says the title of the article is The Ideals of Womanhood in Victorian Britain by Lynn Abrams. I've never heard of Lynn Abrams. I don't know who she is. So what I need to do is look up information about her. So I need to copy her name and I need to paste it into a Google search. And for good measure, I will type in BBC because that is the name of the website where she publishes, or she was published. So the first three articles, or the first three results on Google are the article that I was just at. So that's not really useful for me. It looks like Lynn Abrams has a Twitter. So I'm going to open that in a new tab and check that out, see if that gives me any information. You know, anybody can have a Twitter. I have 2 Twitters. So it may or may not be credible. I may or not be able to trust her. So we see, I've never seen her before in my life. She looks very nice. She has lots of tweets. Looking at this, looks like she knows how to use Twitter, so that's good for her. Here's her bio. She's from Scotland. That's kind of cool. So that makes sense that if she was writing about Victorian Britain, she's from over there. It says she's a historian, feminist, knitter, reader, and gardener. So I don't necessarily care about knitting, reading, and gardening, but I do care about history, and I do care about feminism in this case. But of course, anybody can say they're a historian or a feminist. So I can't just trust this, but it's a good start for me. So what if I went back to my Google search and I did Lynn Abrams BBC biography and went to, again, the first 3 of the article, but then I have University of Glasgow story biography of Lynn Abrams. So University of Glasgow is in Scotland. That links with where she says she's from. So that's good. So I will go ahead and open this up. And we have University of Glasgow's website. We have a bio page. So we look at this lady, and that is totally the same lady. Her hair is just a little different, but it's definitely her. It says Lynn Abrams holds the chair of modern history. That's a good sign, history, because that's what I'm writing about. And was professor of gender history. Gender history, I'm writing about women in Victorian times, so that makes sense. That's really useful. Professor of gender history from 1st January 2012 to 31st July 2013. Okay, so she knows what she's talking about. This woman, Lynn Abrams, author of this article, knows about what she wrote about in this article, and she has done research and she has been published, and that makes her credible. That makes me trust her. That makes me trust this page and what's on it. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it into my resource page so that I can use it later. So hopefully that makes it a little more sense whenever I or one of your teachers says you need to make sure the author is credible. You need to do a little bit of research, like I did with Lynn Abrams and her Twitter page and her University of Glasgow page. You need to know who that author is before you say, I trust them.